One, I'm really high already. Um, bro, I got like I'm not even gonna say anything yet because like I just went live, but it has been a bitch trying to go live. Like damn. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey. What's up, DMT Infinity? Bro, I was trying to go live yesterday, okay? And I couldn't go live yesterday. Or like it was just timing was off. I had to do like a bunch and like then by the time I was gonna have my homie like live stream with me, my homie Eric, because he was just chilling with me all day yesterday and we got high and we was gonna live stream. But then I couldn't live stream because then my daughter came before I realized, like came earlier than I thought, and it was just like a thing. And I'm kind of glad though, because I wouldn't have been able to live stream anyways. Because right now I'm live streaming on my phone, and I hope everything is good because I'm using my new phone with my new microphone that like attaches to the phone and instead of the computer. So I don't know. Because I couldn't get the computer to live stream, I couldn't get the microphone to hook up, I couldn't do anything. I mean, it's been a while since I've live streamed, so see, that's what I mean. I don't know, because the whole thing is, like I was just forced to live stream with this new setup, like this new shit, and yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to get the computer to work, but it's just not working. Worst case scenario, I can try my old phone because I know I live streamed on my old phone before. But hey, Summer Alchemy, what's going on, bro? Hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you did too, bro. It was great. Like I had a great Christmas, right? And because it was my birthday, I partied it up and got really high and just chilled with my homie and just vibe. But then chilled with the family and it was dope. But next time I go live, because I want to start doing live streams again more often. Next time I go live, I'm gonna try to fix the live stream issue, because like live, I don't really like live streaming on the phone, like, because I always live stream on the computer because it has a better microphone. What's going on, Jay? So shout out to Monique, you're a blessing to the community, blessing. So, hey, much love to you, bro, for real. DMT Infinity. Mistakes and mishaps are part of the path to success, anyways. But yes, maybe you might need to, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, I've planned on starting to do live streams again. It's just like life's been weird, bro. Like this past year, I feel like I like basically just focused in like on not really just on getting in shape, really like and like working on my mind, meditating, um, just doing a lot of shit like that, right? Like I still have some of my trips once in a while and do my thing, but I haven't even really hung out with friends. Like my friend that I hung out with yesterday, like he comes over and hangs out like every birthday that I have, and we got high and just chilled. But it's been so long since I've gotten high and chilled with him. Like a couple days before Christmas, he started coming over and like and getting high with me, and like I don't really smoke. Like right now, I'm like very high, but I've only been getting high like this for like the past 5 days or so. Up until 5 days ago, I basically would go through most of the day sober. And even when I would smoke, I would only get slightly buzzed. I wouldn't get high. So now that I'm starting to smoke again, it's this weird thing where I get the smiles like I used to before, like when I used to smoke. Like it almost feels like I'm new to smoking again. It's a weird thing. But it's interesting. GMT Infinity says, "Oh, I'm completely off topic, but dude, I just spent like 4 hours going over the deeper lore elements of Five Nights at Freddy, and dude, what a dark and morbid story." Yeah, that's wild because I didn't even know what that was, right? Until my daughter like told me what Five Nights at Freddy is and kind of showed me it. Um, so like, yeah, it's definitely interesting. Fuck yeah. Where the hell did I need And bro, I've been getting really high because I've been making a mixture, right? Um, I have this mixture of HHC and HHCO acetate. So I'll mix this with then this normal like Delta 9 crumble, and then I'll mix this. I don't even know. Oh, right here. I got some normal Delta 9 shatter in here, and I'll basically mix all these together and put it all in the wax pen. And that shit's been getting me high as a motherfucker, bro. Like, no joke. But yo, my dude Eric, he brought me because yesterday was my birthday. He gave me some weed, right? But still it was the weed plant itself, like the dried weed plant. So I like trimmed it down this morning and shit, and I got like got a decent amount. And like I said, it's weird because I don't really smoke weed anymore or dab. Like I don't really smoke much, but so it makes it a little more enjoyable, spiritual, um, something. But it's dope. And it made me think during this next year, I might start smoking again more often because I might start, like I'm gonna start pushing a little more on something else, kind of like I did this past year with working out. Like I want to focus on something else that I need to focus on in my life, but I'm probably gonna need to be high through it because it's not shit that I really want to do. Jay said, "Dude, about 3 weeks ago, I attended an ayahuasca retreat, and it was intense but necessary for growth, to be honest. Amplified emotions and some beautiful visuals, which has inspired my artwork." That's beautiful, bro, for real. I would love to go to a retreat eventually. Oh, damn. There's a fire truck coming. Or an ambulance. I don't know. 10 to infinity. Five Nights at Freddy might be huge in circles and communities of children, but I honestly don't completely understand why it's considered a child's horror game after that. Yeah, I don't know. When she showed me, I was like, yeah, it doesn't seem like a kid's thing. Like, I mean, it does, but it doesn't. DMT Infinity says, as of now, what is your personal favorite strain of cannabis? Um, I don't really smoke cannabis. My favorite strain of all time, though, is sour diesel. Like, just sour diesel, and I could settle for like New York City sour diesel, like New York City diesel, but like sour diesel, like the actual just I don't know. There was a taste to that back in the day. There was a there it just has a specific thing that is so specific and so that it's just a lot more just gassier than all the other weeds that I've ever had. Like since then. And every time I would get sour, like you could just it's sour because just what it smells like and like what it is. But yeah. Really, all I smoke is it's pure like dabs, like shatter, crumble, these different mixtures. This is a mixture of HHC and HHCO acetate, and this is just HHC. And but that's really all I smoke because I don't really like to get stoned. I notice you get higher when you mix the cannabinoids together. Like if you start mixing cannabinoids together, it has like the entourage effect. Where like there's like this I don't know, it's just this combined thing where then it gets you higher. It has more of a whole high. I love HHC because it's more heady, more energetic, less sedating, less intoxicating or like whatever, but it gets you high as fuck though, just in a different way. TMT Infinity. That's the whole blurry the line between a story for adults and a story for children. It's not necessarily a kid's game, a family game, or a game for adults. This truly was for our. I'm fucking pissed. I know, bro. DMT Infinity says, man, I'm fucking pissed. They made THCO a Schedule 1 drug here. I'm pretty sure it's illegal here now, too, because I can't get it anymore. Um, so, yeah, that's why I even tried the HHCO acetate, because I couldn't get the THCO acetate. Um, but I like HHCO acetate even better, so, you know. Ah, fuck yeah, bro. I'm like really high. Oh shit. But I hope everyone had a great Christmas, right? I hope y'all, in general, I hope y'all had a great year. Cause like, I feel like I haven't live streamed in forever. Like, you ever have one of those moments when you're like, bro, I'm probably too high, but then you just smoke more? Like, DMT Infinity, I appreciate you, bro, for real. Says, man, I've missed your live streams. Welcome back. Yeah, it's dope though. Like I like live streaming. It's a little different, like, cause I wouldn't get this high and make a video. Like I wouldn't even smoke like this and make a video, cause then I'm just gonna be smiling or like I don't know. I'm a little different when I'm high, and I can't. It's just different. So I like live streaming because I guess I can just be. It's well, I always just be like I'm always just me, but like, and I can interact with y'all. Like it's different. You said that you have been working out. What kind of exercise regimen have you been implementing? Jay asked. I mainly just do push-ups, sit-ups, and calisthenics, and I have this 10-pound weight, right? It's only 10 pounds, but I'll hold it out like this, or like, I don't know, I'll just hold it out. Like, and I do that with my arms anyways. Like, I'll just hold my arms up like this, and like little calisthenics and push up calisthenics, and also pull ups. Like, I mainly do door pull ups, like on the door, because on the door, you gotta grip it a certain way. Like I grip the door a certain way, so it helps with my forearm strength. But literally, I'll do all at home workouts. I've never even been to a gym. But yeah, it's really just about like, because for me, it was like about trying to figure out how to just throw it in my life without feeling like I'm working out. Like I don't want to feel like it's work. I want it to just be like, oh, it's just life. So I'm like, if I work out at home, I can also have like little cheat things. I watch anime usually when I work out, like some type of anime. But like because I'm really into anime, it gives me an excuse to be able to sit down and watch the TV and say, "Oh, I got my workout in while I was doing it," and so sometimes I'll just do calisthenics while I'm just holding my arms up like this for fucking 20 minutes type shit, like, um, but yeah, like, and then push-ups and just sit-ups and I started doing some leg workouts. Just to try to balance it out. I walk a lot, so like I didn't really think I needed to do much leg workouts, but I just started doing some squats once in a while and like I also got this like these, I don't know what the fuck they're called. They're like these stretchy things. Like it's supposed to imitate weights. And like I got one for punching and I got one for like curls. And I started using those as well. But that's really it. Yeah. And really though, I'm on a strict diet though as well. Like I make this weird mixture with like flax seeds and peanut butter and a protein powder and like a bunch of other shit. But it's like a mixture I make, and I eat a lot of bananas, and I'll eat that kind of throughout the day. And like sometimes I'll have like normal food, but like for the most part, I'm on this weird diet mixed with this. I guess you can say regimen that I'm doing, where I do these workouts and I eat this food, and like I've kind of just been so laser focused on that for like the past year that like I started creating this routine of life through just doing all this and still doing my meditation, still sometimes having my psychedelic experiences, working like just working on the self the whole time. Like I was really just trying to put my mind together, like or put myself together. I guess it was because I just turned 30 yesterday. Like I'm 30, and it blows my mind that I'm 30 cuz like the 20s are gone, And it's like at 30, I feel like I'm so behind on things, like just in life in general. Maybe it's because, maybe my upbringing or like whatever the fuck, but like I feel like I'm behind. So I was trying to kind of take a year to try to figure out what do I need to do to prepare for my 30s. Because I was behind, I felt like I wasn't prepared for it. So I was like, I just need to work on myself and like just go completely into myself and just figure this shit out. And I mean, it really started 2 years ago when I went through the breakup, but a year after that, I was like, I don't know, I guess I broke so much that I was able to rebuild myself, like, or I wanted to rebuild myself. So now I'm like, I gotta get some normal shit figured out. Like, just some normal shit. So my 30s are like just trying to get my actual life together. Because I feel like there's a difference between getting yourself together and like getting your life together. I feel like they're almost different things. And like we can work on getting ourselves together, but then maybe our life's not together. Or we can work on getting like our life together, making sure like we have the right finances and the shit's right with all that, but then maybe shit's not right with the self. So like I feel like they're separate things, and I don't know. I was already working on the self, so I figured I need to actually figure this shit out. So then I can actually just focus on getting my life together. Because it's so hard to focus on 100 things at once. So like I was like, I gotta, what can I cut out that will help me just focus? And yeah, because it only took like 2 years to actually get in shape. Like I was already kind of working out, but just doing push-ups like back in the day. But now it's like after adding that thing to my life, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of added to my life now. So now, if I go to add something else to my plate and trying to fix something else in my life, then I feel like I will still have the routine that I've created over the past year, where that's still going to be part of my life no matter where I am or what I'm doing. So yeah, it's been a dope year though. Like even though I've spent most of it alone, and the only people I've really seen was like my mom and my daughter. Like really, like, and I just feel like it had to be like that. It was just one of these feelings where I was like, I have to do this thing. Some people call it hermit mode, like when you go into hermit mode to like go into yourself and work on yourself and you spend most of your time alone just working on yourself. But I just looked at it like this is what I need to do because I was still a little lost. Like I was still, there was points like after the breakup where I was so angry still and so sad that it was like it was leaking into who I was as a person. It was leaking into just me, like even in my videos. Like I would see, like I would watch a video back, and I would be like, "Bro, I needed to smoke then, or I needed to relax, or I needed to." Some of the videos I looked at myself, I'm like, "Bro, I probably needed to cry. Damn." Um, but instead, like these certain things were a breakup is, can fuck with people, right? Like it's shitty. Anything in life that's painful is shitty, and it can change you, and if you're not careful it can change you for the worse, or like I guess all pain can, right? Like all pain can change you for the worst, or it could change you for the best. or it could just do both, right? And like first change you for the worst and then change you for the best. But yeah, I don't know. But if y'all don't ask questions or like something, I'll end up rambling. I'll just DMT Infinity said, people get so freaking surprised when I have 20 plus grams of kratom in my system of a half a gram of dabs, and I am more functional and coherent than I am when I'm sober. Like, man, how? Some people are that way, right? Like, I'm somewhat functional at when I'm high. Like, it depends on how high I am. I feel like I'd be less functional right now, but through my normal days, like I'll just hit the pen once because I'll usually just have HHC in it. So like when you have a single molecule, even if you just put pure delta 9 THC in it, like just one molecule, no terpenes, no like nothing else, it has a different, more clear-headed, more functional effect. But some people can get pretty herb because I call that herbed out. Like when you're on multiple herbs, like when you take if you're taking kratom and weed. I used to take kratom, weed, and some motherwort, mix it with some lotus. Like I would get herbed out, but yeah, I would be fairly functional. Like I would just be more calm, obviously. But do you get high as heaven from edit, apple, right, skip, etc. all in a single day and wake up and do it all over again? Yeah, kinda. I mean, well, I did yesterday. Oh, hold on, bro. You got married? Oh, DMT Infinity. That's dope, bro. DMT Infinity says, man, I wasn't prepared to get married and settle down with my own little family, but it was truly one of the best decisions of my life, settling down and living the family and married life between DMT Infinity and Valentine Productions in general. My wife is the most supportive partner I've ever had when it comes to my art, my show, my brand, and my business. I love that. Bro, that's beautiful, bro. Like, shout out to y'all. Love and connection and just having some of that's a beautiful thing. I appreciate you, Jay. Jay says, thank you for sharing that part of your life. Definitely not alone. I've gone through the same with a breakup and feeling lost. What helped me was going into my art and releasing through ayahuasca purging. Yeah, that's beautiful. Because, like, that's kind of what helped me was, like, getting into my art. That was the first thing I did. Like, the first thing I did was make music because music keeps me at times shit music was like the only thing keeping me alive, like so like at times I was just making music just because I was so sad that if I didn't make the music I don't know what the fuck. um and then eventually it became like my second album. Funny thing is I still haven't even released my first album, but I'm working on that. I'm really trying to get it out before like February type shit. But the second album is technically already done. It just has to be mixed, but all the songs are already in it because I made them just because I was sad going through the breakup. But yeah, and then my psychedelic experience is kind of the same thing. But in the beginning, I was only using Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds. And now Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds contain LSA, and a lot of people try to like look at like that as like an LSD replacement because it's LSA, but I look at it more as like an ayahuasca replacement because it's a similar vibe. It's more similar to ayahuasca than it is to LSD. Like it also has like this nausea thing to it or whatever, and it has more of a internal traveling, going into yourself and going into the space, and there's a purging thing to it. Like there's just more spiritual aspect to it, more of like an ayahuasca vibe. So at first that's what I used before I did I like LSD again. I just did Hawaiian baby Woodrow seeds because it was probably what I needed. I didn't really need, I don't know, like wild visuals. I needed internal. I needed self because those things are kind of what really helped me get through all of that shit. And like, you know, obviously I got my family, and I got like my homie Eric, right? My dude Eric would stop over just once in a while, like when I went through the breakup. And like people know I don't like people randomly stopping over, like without like letting me know first. Um, but he just knew that because I went through that, that I probably needed him to stop over once in a while. Like I didn't even ask him to. And like little things like that, like little things like my mom and my daughter, like these things, the psych, they're so, it's so crazy that it takes, I guess it takes a handful of shit to actually get through things, you know? Like it takes at least a few things, a couple things, or a handful of a few things that we have to do to kind of grow from whatever situation we're going through. But crazy, everyone said that like in hindsight you're gonna say it was a good thing that it happened. And at the time, I'm like, that's a bunch of bullshit. But it's so crazy that I look back and I'm like, yeah, I am glad that happened. Like it was shitty at the time, but I look at, you know, where I am now and I'm like, well, I guess it was a good thing. Um, I guess there's some plan. The universe has some type of plan that I don't even understand because I think that I'm the one that's making the plans. Like I think, oh, I want to do this with my life and I want to work on this, and I went through this pain, so I need to do this. But really, I'm reacting to what is almost randomly happening in life. You know, I didn't expect to go through a breakup. I didn't even expect to get in shape. It was not even on my mind. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't even on the mind. What was on my mind originally was I just want to make music because the music was making me feel good when I was going through this shitty time of just not feeling good. And like any art will do that, painting or if like whatever type of art people do, because even back then, like sometimes making a video feels good, right? Like I don't know. It's a weird thing. I guess it's still part of art, right? Because it's still expression. But yeah, I feel like we can't go through life without some type of painful thing. Like it's just part of life. Cotton off like a motherfucker. Usually, usually I live stream a lot longer, but I'm at my mom's, So like I don't really have as much time to live stream. What's going on, Green Buds? DMT Infinity, before I go, I'll read this. DMT Infinity says, he was talking, because I was talking about LSA, Hawaiian Big Wood Rose Seeds. He says, more of an ayahuasca replacement, interesting perspective. Maybe it is more like an LSD ayahuasca than anything, yeah. But I've never taken a heroic dose of LSA either. I don't think I've taken like 10, 20 seeds. 10 seeds, I would say 10 seeds is a heroic dose. And I do a cold water extraction. So like a cold water extraction is when you just got like some spring water, like bottled spring water. And like I've used distilled water before, but bottled spring water works, like any bottled water. And it's just cold. It's just been sitting on the floor type cold. So it's not like freezer, like fridge cold, but it's just sitting on the floor. And like I'll just put that in a bottle and then crush the seeds up with like a rock or something, like try to crush it like as much like a powder as possible, and I'll let it soak in the water for like anywhere between 8 hours to 3 days. There's times where I did it for 3 days and it was like really potent, and regardless it works even if it was just sitting for 8 hours. But the really preferred thing I do is just like anywhere between a half a day to a full day, and and it's just then I extract it out, and I also add different ingredients to it. I just explained the way that you can get the actual LSA in some cold water so you don't have to eat the seeds. Because regardless, it's going to be nauseating, um, but it's less nauseating when you're not eating the actual seeds. And I always do 10 seeds. Like, well, now I do. When I was like experimenting with it, I was learning all the different things with it. So I took 2 seeds, then I took 4 seeds, then I took, then the next time I used it I took 7 seeds, and the next time I used it I took 8, then 9, then 10, then I got up to 15. Then one day I had the balls to try 20, and then I would try to do 20. But as I now, the reason why I say I always do 10 is because 10 Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds with a cold water extraction, it that is I would say that's the heroic dose of it. Um, and it's a light enough dose where I can fight the sleep long enough, because Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds at 20, these motherfuckers will it's so hard to fight the sleep of it just trying to knock you the fuck out, that because it's a lot more tiring than any psychedelic I've ever tried. But it's also one of my favorites because, bro, I've seen visions of the future. I've seen, bro, I've seen some crazy shit traveling Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds. There was one time where I seen this colorful tube tunnel. It looked like the DMT vortex, but small, like a tube. Like, you know how, like, there's those, I don't know if you've ever seen Futurama, but how Futurama has all those tubes going through their city? It was like that. There was all these tubes going, like, but they were all like psychedelic tubes, and I was flying through these tubes, and it was like flying over some. It reminded me of the Futurama thing, because it was like I was flying over some type of other sacred geometry city type thing, but like I was in this tunnel that was over it, going through all this shit, and that was just Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds. But I've just had some beautiful wild experiences, and like, but at 10 seeds, that's where I start having these experiences, and I can be able to lay down and fight the sleep long enough. There's times that I would use caffeine, Like, even if it was as simple as like drinking a Pepsi or like a Coca-Cola or a little bit of coffee. But I would try to fight the I would like I just gotta be able to close my eyes, lay down and close my eyes and basically meditate while I'm on the Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds and I can travel into this thing. But if I fall asleep, there becomes a black space for a few hours. So then, like, there's just this black space of I don't know what happened. I probably just fell asleep. And then I wake up about an hour or two before the experience is fully over. So, yeah, Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. But I've had, when I took capsule ayahuasca, I traveled more. It was more DMT like because it was like slowly going through the DMT world. But it was like there was this mother entity or this thing that was like giving me this therapy session. There was like there was just a lot of ayahuasca thing because it was ayahuasca, well, capsule ayahuasca. But when I took Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds, I was like, that's what it reminded me of. Um, it I was like because I do LSD, so I was like, I've done that, so it has the visuals that are I like LSD esque, like, but it feels almost like more connecting spiritually, like just this whole thing about it and leaving the body thing and there's just a different thing because there's really very little visuals outside. Like if you're on Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds and you're just looking at the wall, there's not really that many visuals. But there is if you can close your eyes without falling asleep. Sometimes I would actually meditate just because it would like as I'm sitting up, but you're still almost sometimes dozing off like in this weird thing. Um, but yeah, but would you rather have a lifetime supply of DMT or LSD 25, but you can never have the other again? DMT. Um, just because that was my first like psychedelic that I explored with. My first psychedelic technically was salvia, but like the one that I actually wanted to explore with, so I did, was DMT. And because of that, there's like this sentimental thing to it. So I'm like, I'd rather that. Because LSD 25 helped me more mentally. Like, LSD is it's more a it's more something with the psyche. Like obviously there's crazy visuals and you can travel into a sacred geometry type thing with LSD, but what it really did for me is helped me with my mind and helped me actually apply the knowledge to myself. Um because I was able to think about it in a certain way that I wasn't able to before taking the LSD. But with DMT, it just helped me. Like, I traveled the whole entire DMT world, met entities, and uh, traveled space and time and dimensions and life and death and all this extra crazy shit. But, like, that to me is more it's obviously it's the most intense psychedelic, but like it's more spiritual, it's the spiritual experience type thing, where LSD it's a spiritual experience, but it's more of a tool. Like maybe it's because it's not natural, like it's not natural, but like so it's more of like a tool that we can use to like we can use the tool, while DMT is more like a, a rocket ship. It's more like you go from point A to point B, um, and that's awesome too, because it's not like you don't learn from it, but it's just different. So I would, if I was forced to choose, I would just choose the DMT. But that's only because I already have the benefits from the LSD. Like, I kind of used it as a tool. So because I used it as a tool, I was able to just, you know, use it, get what I wanted out of it, and now I don't use it as often. You know, like I've noticed that like as use the tools, I might go in with them. Like I might start to use them often, but it's because I'm trying to get something out of it. And then once I get that thing out of it, I don't need to use it often. You know, like because I'm not trying to get anything out of it like anymore. Or I guess I can. There's always something to learn. Like it doesn't matter how much you think you know, or you've learned from the psychedelics, or how much you think you've learned about like working out or whatever your thing is. There's always something we can learn that's more. But yeah. But like I said, bro, I gotta get going. But I appreciate y'all for joining me, and like I said, I'm gonna start doing live streams more often. Samba Alchemy says, I bet matcha would work. It's very meditative by itself. Good point. I never thought about getting matcha for the seeds, but no, that probably would work. But I appreciate y'all for coming, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day.